So you get that fabulous audition, and there's that little note that just says, must cry on cue. Right? So my question to you is, are you a crier? Because some of us are and some of us aren't. And my client, Chelsea, oh man, she's Miss Waterworks. You say action, she can cry. And that's why she got cast in the season finale of Grey's Anatomy, because she's the mother of one of the characters that was dying. She had to stand there in that hospital and cry and cry and cry, like 15 takes. And she said it just kept coming and coming, and she had it, which is awesome, but not all of us can do that, right? So what do you do if you have to cry on cue and it's not your thing? So the solution is, what is the experience of the scene? Question number 3 of the 9 questions of intentional acting. So you gotta, first of all, take the pressure off of yourself. You don't have to get it right, perform it, get the lines right, rehearse it, all that stuff. And that's what we tend to do, is rehearse it and get the lines right. I'm gonna feel it, and it's not coming, right? So take the pressure off, number 1. 2, relate to it. How do I relate to it? So let's just use the example of a loved one dying, someone that's very important to you. So how do I relate to that? Have I lost somebody in my life? And I have. And then what is the experience of losing somebody I love? And then thinking about it and allowing it in and feeling it and really allowing it in. See, that's where we get stuck, because as human beings, we don't want to be vulnerable in front of other people, particularly in front of a camera, particularly when we're on the spot with casting in that audition room. That's sort of it's a security mechanism, and with defense mode where we take care of ourselves. But acting is about kind of flipping that switch for ourselves and going, you know what, it's okay. I'm going to just sit here and let myself have this experience and sort of forget that you're all watching me, and just take it in and allow it to be. So that when I heard that person say, your mom has cancer, that I can take that in, experience it, rather than perform it. So I had a client, she was 6 years old, and she had to cry on cue. The mother called me and she had said, look, we've rehearsed, we've practiced, we have memorized all the lines, we're trying so hard to do it right, but she just doesn't cry on cue. So we set up a coaching, and the first thing I did was sit her down, make her comfortable, and say, well, how do you relate to this? Have you ever lost anybody? She hadn't. She was only 6. And I said, well, what would it be like? What would it be like? And if your mom got cancer and she got sick, and the mom joined in, and we tried to draw out this picture of what the experience would be like. And the more that she allowed herself to have that experience, the more she came to cry. And really, she didn't even want to go on that audition because it was the emotions were so powerful for her. But then we just put her in the scene, boom, went right, she cried right on cue. So remember that you do have to give yourself a little bit of space, and you have to give yourself that permission to allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to let it come in. And sometimes we still might not cry. That's because some people are and some people aren't. If you're not Miss Chelsea, Miss Waterworks, then it might be more interesting because you're not crying, because you're fighting those tears. But if you focus on creating the experience, that becomes believable instead of you trying to cry, which will never work. So, and even if you're stuck on set with that director and that director says, you know what, I still need a tear, you can say, well, can I have a little glycerin? Just maybe a drop in my eye. Those work too, teardrops. Good luck. Let us know how it works.